Hi there, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. Today it is Brutus Monroe Blog Hop Day because it's Wednesday and it's subscription items today. And there are a bunch of new subscription items for Brutus Monroe for the month, and I'm going to show you the stamp of the month and all the items that I'm going to be using to make my card today. So here is that adorable little stamp of the month. It has Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Let It Snow, and that cute little snowman with the little feet. And so I am going to just make a fairly simple card today. We're going to start with some lunch bag cardstock, and I'm going to score that at 5.5 inches. I had cut it down to 4.25 by 11 inches and then scored it at 5.5. I'm putting that into my makeshift splatter box, and I'm going to use some of the Aqua pigments in the colors neon blue and neon yellow. And I'm going to put a little bit of that onto a stamp block, and I'm going to splatter that all over that background. What makes these neon pigments so great is that they splatter pretty well on darker cardstocks, or they just show up really well on darker cardstocks as well. But I am going to paint with them too. Now I'm going to put a little bit of the neon yellow onto my block, and then I'll splatter that all over my background as well. And I just love the splatter. I don't know, I could just splatter all day. Splatter's fun. And now I'm putting a little bit of Picket Fence's white distress paint on there as well. And this stuff is very, very permanent, so you definitely want to make sure you're doing this into a splatter box, and you want to clean off all your brushes and whatever else you may be using, because once that dries, that's not coming off too easy. I'm going to put some watercolor paper into my mini Misty, and I'm going to line up the stamp of the month, and then also one of the little sentiments. I'm going to use Let It Snow because I'm primarily focusing on different colors. And then I'm going to ink up my image with the Raven Detail ink because this ink is waterproof. It's also alcohol marker friendly, so you can use it for a couple different things, which is nice. So I stamped that out a couple times, and I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to put some of my Aqua Pigment colors on the side, and we'll zoom in and do a little painting. So I've got orange. I did a little bit of orange on his nose. Obviously, his carrot nose has to be orange. I'm using the neon blue on his scarf. And just like any other watercolors, you're definitely going to want to work in layers. So it looks pretty flat right now, at least the colors do. And then I'm going to take the sterling Aqua Pigment, which is kind of a silver look, and I'm going to just paint some shadowing in there. You can't really tell right now, but this sterling has a lot of shimmer in it, and I will show it up to the light for you once we're done painting. But I'm trying to do it with, try and use that sterling in the areas where shadowing might be. The neon yellow is going to be used on the little pom-pom on his hat and also on the brim of his hat. And then I'm going to come back in with a little bit more of that neon blue in certain areas just to kind of darken that up. And then I will come in with a little bit more of that neon yellow for his hat. Just trying to add some darker areas where there might be shading. And then I'll come in with a little bit more orange for his nose. And that's actually going to finish him off, but take a look at some of the shimmer from the sterling. Isn't that pretty? I love those Aqua pigments. I fussy cut him out, and then I'm going to put the sentiment into my guillotine trimmer and trim that down. And I'm also going to take some blue Glitterstock and trim that down as well. No rhyme or reason to the amount or how thick I made it. I just cut it. And then I'm going to put a flag banner into the end there, or fishtail banner, whatever you want to call it. Then we're going to kind of look at how we want to place those things. I'll do the same sort of thing with my sentiment banner. And I noticed that my panel isn't quite dry yet, so it's at this point I am going to take my heat gun to it because I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to finish this card. And heating the Aqua pigments doesn't affect them. It doesn't hurt them or anything. And I'm trying to, because I notice I'm getting some warping, I'm trying to put some of the heat on the back side of the cardstock, but it's still warping pretty well. So now that everything is dry, here's a little trick for you. If you find that you have some warping, make sure everything is dry. I am going to take a piece of just copy paper as a shim, and I'm going to cover the front of that. And then I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine, just through my two plates, almost like it's an embossing folder or a die cut. And once I run that through, it's going to flatten it out so much better. So there's a little trick for you if you're having problems with warping. But again, make sure everything's dry. I'll use the Brutus Monroe craft glue to attach my glitter stock to the front of my card base. And then I'm going to cover the back of my snowman and the back of my sentiment with some Brutus Monroe foam tape. I really like this foam tape. I don't know if y'all went shopping during Black Friday, but oh my goodness, Brutus Monroe had some sales. If I had had money, I would have absolutely gone on a little shopping spree, that's for sure, because they had levels of stuff you could get for free. And if you had spent $200, you could get an entire roll of the foam tape for free, not to mention all the other free stuff that you got along the way with each level. So I know there are some folks out there that are super happy right now with all the free stuff they got. All right, I'm trimming down all of the excess, and actually that is going to go ahead and finish off our card. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It's simple. It's just a nice little winter card. You could send it as a thank you. You could send it as just a thinking of you, whatever you wanted, winter wishes, and that is that. So as I said, this is a part of a blog hop, so I'll have my blog listed down below in the description box along with all the products that I used. And so that way you can go check that out. If you liked what I did today, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by.